G'day, Tonia Reeves, Australia's Cowgirl medium, coming at you from my home today in Sunday Creek. So I'm actually at home and we've had a few struggles with internet over the last couple of weeks. So I think Mercury retrograde's really played havoc, and it's really interesting that I've had lots of readings and people contacting me about things being up and down, things being out of sort, and we're kind of in that energy currently that we're coming out of it, but where we've been questioning things, and we've had a few big shake-ups to the start of Feb, and it's continuing on a little bit at the moment. So, you'll often hear many talk about Mercury retrograde, meaning it's revisiting, it's people from the past coming up. And one of the things that I've found and noticed that talking to many of you is that, people from the past or areas of our lives where we tend to have maybe had a bit of a struggle, we're being sort of put through it again, and it's almost like we're revisiting it with renewed eyes. And sometimes that's not easy, and it often can be a real struggle. So for many of you out there, I just want to say hang in there, because there is light at the end of the tunnel. We'll be out of this, come I think around the 20th, and things will start to feel a little bit more grounded, and, we'll come out of it with the experiences that we've had. But often you will hear people relate to, Mercury retrograde isn't all bad. If you can look at the positives from it, and even though you might be sort of going through struggles and feeling like there's lots of setbacks, because there's a lot of people around that are currently feeling that. And I know myself, I've had things pop up that I've needed to address that I thought were already done and dusted. Just know that you're in alignment with what's happening. So you're not on your own. Many are going through the same thing. So, have a chat with somebody, because I'm sure, and I know just how many people have messaged me and connected for readings and things that, we are feeling about a whack, and that's quite okay, because, we all collectively feel the energies. And when that happens, it really means that across the board, in one way or another, will be affected by it. And I know for me, revisiting things and digging a bit deeper sometimes with aspects of ourselves that we think are healed, if we're connecting with past relationships or, family members, and, there might be a tendency to feel like you're going backwards or you haven't got through something. But often this can be a message to say, revisit these things that have maybe hurt you in the past, and it'll allow you to see how far you've come. It doesn't mean you don't have to react. It just means that, there's a little bit of a test there. So, and we all go through tests, and that is part of life. So, it's really how we deal with them. And it's okay to deal with them poorly at times. Let me tell you, there's no such thing as perfect. I've got everything under control and I'm going to react a certain way. Doesn't happen. So, we're all perfectly imperfect. And I think the more we accept that about ourselves, and just be mindful of not being too hard on yourself, because that's a really strong message I've had a lot of late as well, is to say, we are our own worst critic. And, we need to stop doing that, because it doesn't serve us. So just be an allowance. If things come up for you, you don't have to necessarily have all the answers or feel in total control, but, it just might be a case of, I'm just going through that the best that I can, and I'm going to be kind to myself. So there you go. That's my 5 cents worth today. Hope everyone's having a good day. We've got sun out here in Oz, so it's pretty cool. Now, I've got Debbie on the line from Dover in the US. Debbie, how are you?
Hello.
How are you going?
Hello.
Hello. And we might have
How are you?
Really good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Cool. I'm glad that we've managed to get through. There's certainly been some challenges in communication at the moment, so I'm glad that I'm able to connect with you. So that's really cool. Now, Debbie, was there an area that you wanted me to focus on for you, or just pick up on who's around? What would you like me to do today?
Well, I had an ex-boyfriend that after we stopped dating for about 3.5 years, we still remained friends, kind of like a love-hate relationship, but we still loved each other regardless if we had our up days and
Yeah.
down days. Um, Unfortunately, Sunday he was found dead in his room,
Oh, no.
and
Oh, that,
he was only 54, and he
yeah.
would be the only person that, every day he saw me or any time he saw me, he would always stay near me, and I miss him, and I just want to know that he's okay.
Yeah, okay, and that's pretty fresh, being not that long ago. Okay, let me see. First thing I wanted to say was there a question around his passing? Because I feel like there was something that might have been not totally clear, but possibly is now. I just want to make sure that I've got the right person coming through, that's all, because it is so fresh.
Did you ask me about his heart?
No, was there something around a question mark around when he was found? Because I almost feel like what I'm getting is like there was it was thought that he passed one way, but then it was found out that it wasn't actually what they initially thought. Does that make sense? I just want to make sure I'm getting him through. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And I feel like I wanted to go to the name Greg for some reason. It's in connection with him or somebody that's around. Let me see. Wow, yeah, I feel like it was actually a bit of a surprise to him. And when I say that, it's like I'm saying that gingerly. So it was almost like I was here, then gone. And even though there's what he's showing that was quite quick and unexpected, if you looked at his conversation, and I want to go to you and him having that conversation, I feel like there was some part that he would relate back to going, either I'm here for a good time, not a long time, or he had some kind of thing that he wasn't going to live to old age, because that's what I feel like he's showing me. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's like, because I feel like I fitted a lot in. And I do feel like what he's showing me, you two, there was that soulmate connection, and I feel like you'd had lifetimes before with him, and I still feel like it's unfinished business. So there's definitely going to be another connection. But it was almost like you pushed each other, like you would connect and be really close, and it was like, boom, let's have an explosion. So I feel like I've got two kind of firecrackers in personality, but in saying that, it was a very deep connection. You both held a lot of respect for each other, and he's showing me or coming through feeling very grateful for you, and you helped him through some what I feel is quite difficult times. Was you were the one that, because he's showing me you were the one that was stuck by him. So I feel like there was times where things that had happened to him, everyone vacated, everyone left him, and possibly the way he's showing me was that they didn't understand in the way that you did. And it's like the two of you just had this thing where you know, like you said earlier, you could be explosive and have that, but you always knew deep down where you stood. And it's like you just had that understanding, the two of you, which is absolutely gorgeous. And I do want to say that it's he's going to come through to you, and he will come through quite clearly. And in often the case when someone's only just recently passed, you know, like what's happened here, it might take a little bit of time. And I sometimes believe, or my belief around it is that we need to have that grieving time, and then all of a sudden we'll start to see the signs more. But he's a bit of a character, so I feel like, you know, there'll be some things that put a smile on your face because that's who he was. And I feel like there's something around, or I'm shown like cigarette smoke, like, so I feel like, I don't know whether you're going to smell or go, oh, you know, I feel like that's relevant, is what he's showing me. Sort of like a whiff of smoke going, oh, I can smell, you know, that's familiar. And then going, no, but that couldn't be. Does that all make sense to you?
You are spot on.
Oh, I'm so glad to give you some peace. Yeah. He's a gorgeous soul.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he's okay. It's like, I
Is
want to
he
say,
angry with
you know,
me?
no. And but I want to say, it's like he's like, well, for God's sake, woman, I'm back on my feet. I feel like that was his personality. Like, for goodness sake, I'm getting on with it, doing what I need to do over here. And there's a bit of a smile on his face because it's like it's easy over there, which is often a message I get from Spirit to say, it is, no matter what the passing, when we connect to that spirit world, there's that sense of peace and, it's an amazing place. And it's like he's acknowledging that, going, this is cool here. But I do feel like he'll wait for you. And there's also, I want to have a bit of a laugh at this. He'll send the right person to you. But he's got a bit of a chuckle with that. So I do feel like he'll have a hand in sending somebody pretty special to you. And there'll be things about that person that drive you nuts, and almost like he's going to be the one behind pushing them to you. So I do feel like watch out for that in the future, at some point, because he's acknowledging that. He's also acknowledging, are you wearing his clothes? Or I feel like there's something around putting on his jacket or something, because he's like showing me, is this something you've done since he passed? Because I feel like he's showing me somebody's got his jacket on.
No, I pulled out my engagement rings last night that he had given me.
Yep.
And I put them on, but I took them off.
Yeah. Well, what is there clothing that you've got of his? Like what? Because I feel like he's showing me, and if you haven't already, it's like you're going to. There's something around putting his clothes on, and you have that connection with him through that.
Well, he knew I like blankets, and I had all the blankets out last night. Like he knew every time.
Because it's like
it was just a funny
it'll have his
connection
smell.
that him and I had. I'd rather have a nice fluffy comforter than a bouquet of roses. Like that's just how we were.
It's all about the feeling.
So
I feel like
last night wrapped up in them.
Yeah, it's having that sense of him around. You will sense him around too, so don't be surprised at all. Any type of goosebumps or anything like that. But he's definitely around for you. So do not hesitate. Put the rings around your neck, and there's no anger there. He wants to see you happy in time, of course, and it's okay to grieve. And he said to me to say, be kind to yourself here. Right? Be kind, chick. I feel like I want to go chick or girl. Like it's like, tell her to be kind to herself. It's really important. All right, I have to love and leave you. I'm so sorry to cut you off, but I'm out of time. Thank you so much, and know he is around. Much love to you. Tonia Reeves signing off. Australia's Cowgirl Medium. Thanks, guys. Woo-hoo.